MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
I'm in Gardner, where the school is providing houses for new teachers, but will it be enough for future hires?
I'm Joe St. George in Watertown, Wisconsin. Inflation is impacting everything from prices at restaurants to the local farm, where Americans are skipping the grocery store and going to the local farmer to buy their beef. So how do Republicans and Democrats differ when it comes to fighting inflation? We break down the big midterm topic next.
And a new fire in Yellowstone National Park. We'll tell you where and how large that is coming up at 6:37. Yes, it's still fire season.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. It can happen. Chet Lehman, Matt Elwell with you here on this Thursday, final Thursday of September. Boy, the warmest morning we've had all week out there, setting up to be probably the last really nice temperatures we're going to have for the next several.
That's exactly right. Our temperatures are about to make a switch, so anytime the temperatures are this warm in the morning, you're worried about the next several days. And I don't know that I'm worried about it, but it is going to be quite a shift. 60s for most of the area. It's 46 degrees in West Yellowstone. There are some showers showing up on our current radar. A lot of that not hitting the ground, but there may be a few isolated showers trying to work their way through. We're talking drips and drops initially, and then the heavier rain for the afternoon and evening. It's not widespread, so not necessarily a washout for people if they're heading out this afternoon, but you could get caught in a pretty good downpour. Highs near 70, a rumble of thunder possible, and cooler temperatures will prevail as we wrap up your work week. We'll break it all down for you and talk about records that were set yesterday. That's coming up in just a little bit.
All right, thank you, Matt. 6:32 now. Our top story this half hour. Finding affordable housing is a problem across southwestern Montana, not just in Gallatin County. In Gardner, North Entrance Yellowstone Education Foundation providing housing for some new teachers. But with retirement in the future for some veteran teachers, some are questioning if the teacher housing is enough for all the new teachers. TN's Kristen Merkel has more on the development.
I'm here in Gardner, where the price of housing is increasing and the provided teacher housing from the school may not be enough for the future.
That's the first question everyone asked when we were moving to Gardner was, how are you going to find somewhere to live?
Cody Carlson and his wife Kiara live in teacher housing provided by the North Yellowstone Education Foundation, and they say it was the best option for them when looking for a place to live.
If that hadn't been an option, I'm not really sure what we would have done. Probably would have been living with family.
Their cost of living is significantly less in the teacher housing compared to if they were living somewhere else in Gardner.
Our rent is $700 a month, which is probably at least half of what a lot of long-term rentals would be in Gardner.
Whatever X was in the original function, you put in X minus 2.
The Carlsons are not the only teachers living in this provided housing.
We have 17 teachers total on staff. We have 3 teachers currently living in teacher housing.
These teachers do plan to buy a house in the future, but as of right now, it's just not feasible with their pay.
As far as long term, I think, eventually you'd want to start looking for a house, but at this exact moment, that seems super overwhelming because I just don't even know how on teacher salaries we could afford to buy a house.
And Superintendent Mike Bayer understands the struggle with housing and salary for teachers, and he assures the school is looking for more ways to provide housing for staff.
The school actually has a piece of property that we've had plans developed for putting multiple housing units on there.
He also says the school has been lucky with staffing and providing livable spaces for teachers as of right now.
The bottom half of the house is all constructed from local river rock, and the top half of the building is actually stone that was left over from the construction of the Roosevelt Arch.
We've been lucky. The park, I think, and the outdoor environment attracts people. So we're not in as rough a boat, I like to think, as several other communities.
And the Carlsons express a lot of gratitude to the North Yellowstone Education Foundation.
Thank you to Enya for the fact that they took this project on and just to help out people like us.
In Gardner, Kristen Merkel, MTN News.
This one's going to be a hard one to swallow. NorthWestern Energy customers can expect an increase to their electric and gas bills starting October 1st. On Tuesday, Montana Public Service Commission agreed to an interim rate increase, though at a lower rate than what the company had requested. Under the interim rate, the average monthly residential customer bill will increase per month by about $11 for electric, about 50 cents for natural gas. The interim rate change comes as NorthWestern Energy is in the middle of a rate case with the PSC. Company wants a permanent rate increase of about 25% for electric, 11% for natural gas. PSC expected to decide on that permanent rate increase sometime next year. Now, if approved, an average monthly residential bill then would increase by about $23 for electricity. Gas. 6:36 now. Inflation with less than 6 weeks to the midterm election. It's likely a major factor impacting how you plan to vote. So with control of Congress on the line, just how do Republicans and Democrats differ when it comes to their plans to fight it? Our Joe St. George explains.
You may not live out in the country.
When I grocery shop, I'm cutting back on all the extras.
But you probably relate to Rebecca Boisvenu.
When we first started hearing about inflation, I didn't expect to see it so dramatically.
Indeed, 40-year high inflation rates continue to dominate everything from politics to the grocery store.
Did you tell me right you have 9 children?
9 children.
Of course, larger families are feeling it even more with the cost of food. And this is why Rebecca is out on the farm today, here at Little Farmer Meats in Watertown, Wisconsin. Rebecca buys an entire animal or half an animal to save money. She freezes the meat and then uses it throughout the year.
Buying from the farmer, you're paying a per pound price, which is it's an amazing deal.
Of course, Rebecca can't do that with everything she buys, which is why as she prepares to head to the polls this November, inflation will be top of mind. Pinching pennies weighs on you.
It's definitely going to play a big part in how we vote.
It's pretty clear at this point that inflation is going to drive a lot of voters this midterm election. So it's important to know how Republicans and Democrats differ.
Let's start with the GOP. Republican leaders in the House recently announced their Commitment to America plan. It calls for cutting taxes and regulations on businesses, believing that can lower prices. They also want to limit government spending, with many Republicans placing blame on COVID funding, including stimulus checks, for creating inflation. The Republican plan, which would only become reality if they control Congress after the midterm, calls for increased oil and gas drilling in the U.S. too, to lower the cost of fuel. Democrats, though, have an entirely different vision. Leaders have called for increased taxes on wealthier Americans so government spending can increase to help offset price hikes. There are discussions about bringing back the expanded child tax credit if they maintain control of Congress, as well as voting on limits to how much parents can pay for child care. Back on the farm,
people are looking for ways to save money.
Farmer Kara Olson says it's clear people aren't waiting for Washington to help solve inflation. They're taking matters into their own hands.
Reach out to a local farmer.
Her business, as well as others, is booming. She's booked with orders until spring. As for this fall's election, Rebecca believing moms like her will make the difference.
We talk about what's going on and the changes that we see.
In Watertown, Wisconsin, I'm Joe St. George.
In other headlines this morning, Yellowstone National Park has a 5-acre wildfire burning in its northwest corner. People in the Tom Minor Basin reported seeing smoke yesterday afternoon, or actually Tuesday afternoon. Park's helicopter crew flew the area that evening, spotted the Bighorn fire in very steep, rugged, rocky terrain. Park Service says the fire likely ignited by lightning several days before. In other news this morning, yet another new twist with technology could be coming to cars in the future. We've seen electric cars, self-driving cars, but if the National Transportation Safety Board has its way, we will soon see car companies include technology to prevent drunk and impaired drivers from taking the road. Newsy technology correspondent Tyler Atkinson looks at what some of the new technology might look like.
The National Transportation Safety Board is pushing automakers to include technologies in new cars to detect impaired or drunk driving. There are 2 main recommendations. First, cars should have passive impairment detection systems, unlike the court-ordered breathalyzers we see in cars now for those convicted of DUI. The Safety Board also said new vehicles should come equipped with intelligent speed control systems to prevent crashes. It's not clear what this new tech might look like, but it could include things like sensors that track a driver's face to make sure they're alert and looking at the road. This could also help with distracted driving, like a driver paying too much attention to their phone. The Driver Alcohol Detection System for Safety Research Program is also exploring tech that would measure a driver's breathing to detect the presence of alcohol, and a touch-based system embedded in steering wheels or dashboards that can detect impairment through the skin. Safety advocates are also stressing the need for automatic emergency braking tech.
If someone is distracted or impaired or drowsy and doesn't brake when they should, they're alerted first and, essentially told you need to brake soon. And then if the person doesn't brake, the car takes over and brakes for them.
If we could detect everyone who is speeding and stop them, and everyone who's drinking and stop them, everyone who's distracted and stop them, or having an emergency event of some other kind that might threaten people, we would have eliminated more deaths than I think we ever have in the field of traffic safety.
Right there, that's me.
Mike Goodov lost his brother more than 30 years ago to a drunk driver.
He was a wonderful person. He was very outgoing, had many, many friends, was a pre-med student, was headed to medical school. And by no fault of his own or the other individuals in his car, his life was cut short.
Goodov supports these types of devices to prevent others from suffering the same loss.
The problem with impaired driving is when somebody's impaired and they get behind the wheel, they've got a several-ton weapon at their disposal, and it's dangerous.
Making car manufacturers include these kinds of technologies is still a few years out. Chase told Newsy that between writing the laws and getting automakers on board, it might not be until 2027 until these features become standard. Tyler Adkisson, Newsy, Chicago.
Obviously more